So this is a potential buyer video, meaning if you've seen the short videos and you need an axle, you can follow along with this one. If you're just scrolling, you can search FA1255, which is our part number for this, and you can get all the shorts that you want to see. So this is a 12-bolt John Deere 55 series axle. So it was introduced on the last year of the 50 series, 46, 48, 50, and then it was standard on 45, 47, 49, 55, and also on the 60 series. The easy identification, if you just don't know, is the outside of the carrier. This is smooth all the way across. There's no bolts on it, where the ZF will have a ring of bolts all the way around the outside, and you can also see the planetary pins. So as a conversion from the ZF, it's a direct fit, meaning the pins and the bushings are all the same size. Your tie rods are the same size that go in your steering arm. But this design here doesn't have the external steering cylinders, and so if you have those, you would want to consider swapping your front support at this time. So the front steering motor off the 55 and 60 series has 2 pistons in it, and it eliminates the external steering cylinders. If you're in a row crop operation or anything but a loader, and when I mean by loader, if you're working where you're feeding cows and you're in tight spots and you need to turn your wheels while you have a load, you have to swap. You got to put the steering motor on there. If not, you'll never be happy with it. It just doesn't turn good. You also have to have the drive shaft that goes along with this axle. And if you have front fenders, you'll have ZF brackets that you'll need the John Deere brackets for. The rest of your fender will mount to the John Deere bracket. If you don't have them and you want to add them, that would be the time to do that. So we sell this as a complete rebuild, where it's stripped completely down, new bearings, new seals, new clutch disc, etc. Typically they're going to have new tie rods on them, pin, bushing. This one's missing it, but we should have had caps and bolts here, which we'll put that with this one. A little bit lower price point is a certified. So certified has to pass 3 oil samples. Both final drives have to be good, and the differential. We check the ring and pinion backlash and make sure it doesn't have any leaks. Tie rods, as long as they're good and they're usable, they're not replaced. We may replace boots, but it's not something that happens mandatory. Same thing with your bushing or your pin. So those are wear items, so that would be up to the customer if you want to replace them. Same thing with U-joints. U-joints on here are typically replaced, but they are greasable. So if they're in really good shape, probably don't get replaced. And we always put on a new air vent. That's something that gets overlooked a lot. And what will happen is that your axle can build up pressure, and that's what the release is for. Like this one here is actually stuck. So that's something that would need to be addressed before it's installed and used. So the last piece of this is we offer this, or we do sell this as a heavy duty upgrade for a small frame tractor. So if you got a 4050, 42, or 4450 with the ZF axle, your first option would be go to the 10-bolt John Deere, which would be your heavy duty. Going to the 12-bolt would be considered extra heavy duty, and you would have to swap your wheel centers. 12-bolt, you don't have to swap anything there, but this principle still apply to the steering support. So typically we have rebuilds on the shelf. We don't always have good used or certified. That's just based on availability. If you got any questions, give us a call.